Hey, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Healing from Something podcast. And today, I took it back to East Texas with my favorite, Miss Teresa. Welcome to the show, girl.
Thank you.
How you feeling, Miss Teresa?
Oh, I'm feeling awesome.
Good, good, good. Listen, so Miss Teresa is, um, so I am in the same grade as one of your daughters, right? We came out the
Correct.
same year
Yeah.
and we used to live down the street from each other. And then I just became like another one of the girls, right? Miss Teresa,
Yes,
Janie, come
correct.
down there, gotta have a little snack for me too.
Yes.
So we have been in each other's lives probably since about 2001, 2002. I think that's about the time that I came to Crockett. And girl, then you said you wanted to start a business. And somebody said, Janie can help you.
Yes.
All right, well, jump in, tell me, and tell our audience a little bit more about you and what you're doing and what you want to share.
Well, as you know, I'm Tresa Spikes. I am the mother of four daughters, eight grandkids. Um, I am a retired person from the correctional, and the sheriff department. I have over like 31 years with the both of them, and I did gain two retirements from that process.
Clock it, because
Um,
she's saying she that girl, in case y'all don't know, she that girl. Go ahead, Miss Teresa. I just want them to know you that
so
girl. Go ahead.
um, I had the honor of writing two books, one which I published, and it was My Journey, My Past, My Life. And I was introduced to Janie. Well, I don't know how it came about, but one day I called her and I was telling her about this little roadway I was going down, and I was just doing a spiel with her, and she said, I said, I got this book I'm writing, and I need somebody to help me get it going. And I was just going on and on and on. And at the end of my little spiel, she said, Teresa, she said, Miss Teresa, you got me. And I was like, huh? And she said, I can do all of that for you. I said, Janie, are you for real? She was like, yeah, I can do all of that for you. So she got all my information and she began the process of this book. And I was just so overwhelmed with everything, the process, but she was there to calm me down and we got it going. And the book was published and it was put out. Everything was taken care of by Janie. I was like, oh, I was like, there is a God. God sent me an angel. And I was like, oh, I could never, never, ever, forget about Janie and the things that she had done for me. So that was one of my processes with Janie. But we had other endeavors. We had like the our first go at Aris Bougie Lips, my lip line,
Yes.
which it went under because of COVID-19, and everybody had to wear a mask, so we didn't get to do the lip line. So
Hmm.
we just like brushed it off and just started on new endeavors, and which was fine with me. And here we are today. You know.
Yes. Okay. Because that book, let's take it back to the book for just a second. That book was like soap opera good. Like it was like tea. I was like, what, Miss Teresa? That happened? What that be happening at TDC? And he was like, Jamie, girl, yeah, you ain't never heard. You don't know. Da 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 da. And I think it was kind of like reality because yeah, you hear stuff, but when you read it and you really put it together,
Mhm.
like they really be wilding out up in there.
Real life, real life.
The
Yes.
workers and the detainees or
Yes,
you know
yes.
like, yeah, your book was good. And I think your book allowed me to see a part of you that I wasn't like, you just come across to me naturally as like healed and like, like if I could find the most elegant word, I don't know, I don't have elegant words right now, but you just come across like that girl. So when I'm reading your book and hearing like healing, because you would do like quick thoughts, or what did you call those notes you like at the bottom of some of those? It's kind of like it
I
was
had
like a quote.
I had like an inspirational. It was like more of like a healing process or something that could inspire a person. After reading that passage, you could just get
Hmm.
inspired by that, the wording. I have like a little note of inspiration, you know,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. The notes of inspiration gave me a different glimpse into like your heart. Like to know that, yeah, you good, you Miss Teresa, but to hear you say the words you will offer to like family members or even to the detainees to like lift them up or support your staff or support your colleagues. And I'm like, dang, that is beautiful. And that is right. We do need to be nicer to each other. Like, because like everybody is going through something, whatever that is, we all going through something, and we can be a little kinder to each other.
Yes, yes. And in the like the correctional, the department, even though people are locked up and they've been through things, they're going through situations and they've been accused of different things, they still need that lift up. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. A lot of people may say, no, they're in that place for a reason. Yes, you are correct, but still they are human. They are
Mm-hmm.
human, and we must not ever forget that, that
Right.
people, we are human and we should still like try to help each other, lift each other. You never know that one person may get out someday and, make something big of themselves. So it's just your words of inspiration may help a lot of people because I know mine did, working with
Mm-hmm.
ladies and stuff like that, and for them to come back and, just talk to me, sometimes some of them try to hit me up on Facebook and interact, and or I'll see a Facebook post where they're feeling down, and I always send a little message of inspiration to them, to lift them up, and they appreciate that. You
Mm-hmm.
never know when your words are going to encourage somebody. So that's what I try
Mm-hmm.
to do.
And then to show up there with that big heart and that light heart. I remember one story in the book, you were working at a site that essentially like I think your coworker lied on you, and there was witnesses who validated what you were saying basically, but y'all both, you and the other coworker, both still ended up getting reprimanded. And you was like, how y'all coming for me and y'all have witnesses saying exactly what happened? Do you remember what story I'm talking about? I'm trying not to give it all away.
Yes, ma'am. That was just a coworker, just a person that I always tell my daughters, like in um, their journey, their career journeys. I always
Mm-hmm.
tell them, find something that you like to do. Because we have a lot of people that are working in correction, nursing homes, schools, different places that they are not happy with, and that
Girl.
makes it harder for your coworkers and the kids, and then the if you don't do well with kids, don't go to be a teacher. So I kind of like tell them different things like that. If you're not well with taking care of the elderly, don't go work at a nursing home. Don't do
Mm-hmm.
that. So this was a time when my coworker, she just did not like the location that she was assigned to, which was a dorm full of females, and she just didn't like it. And
Mm-hmm.
she would come in, and I'm like, like looking at her, she would throw things and throw me off. So this particular time, I just wanted the cameras to be my witness, and I let her act. And I just confronted her one day, and I was asking her, what's going on? Can we fix this problem? And she was so hostile that she was just going at me, and I'm still trying to keep the peace because I know that the cameras are looking at me. And then, two,
Mm-hmm.
we are professionals in this environment and we are in front of inmates. And I was trying to keep everything professional. She took it out of being professional and took it to another level. So I just reacted with her and let her know how she was performing. And everybody at that time came out and they were just
Mm-hmm.
witnessing everything. So it was just a big old, ugh. But at the
Yeah.
end, I had the offenders, inmates, writing their story, telling what happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't accredited because of the fact they're incarcerated.
Right.
So
And
their
even though
words,
the cameras
yeah,
validated
and their
all of that.
words were saying everything was lining up, but you're locked up, and I'm an
Mm-hmm.
officer, so you can't validate what's going on. You're a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a big thing, and we both got reprimanded, and I feel like it was unfair because I didn't do anything. So I accepted everything, but it's just handling everything professional as at the end of the day, and just try to
Yeah.
work with people and do the best that you can in a, I guess, in a bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some politics that I don't be caring about in corporate America. That's the
Exactly.
politics. It's
Exactly.
and reading your book, I'm very passionate about just like standing up for ourselves as women, as minority women, as brown skinned women, as a people, whatever your subcategory is. But for me, that's my subcategory. So I'm passionate about it because women have been oppressed, black and brown people have been oppressed. These are facts. Like we experience things in corporate America that's real and we know it's real, but we can't talk about it. We just got to experience it because what can we do? I mean, we can go find another job, but it's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
in most places. You can find a really good organization every now and then that you really resonate with, but I feel like the majority, like of corporate and statistics will back that up, that is
Yes.
unfair for people like us. And so that's why we don't go to HR because HR find the gray area and then reprimand both of us, and we ain't even did nothing wrong.
But policy in most places always tell you to, the first step is to go to that person and try to resolve. And that
True.
was the step that I took, but HR said it was the wrong thing to do. I did the steps, I went to her, it was not resolved, went to the supervisor, nothing was done. So that's where we were. We were left in a
Yeah.
situation, and it just, like you say, it's just the politics.
Yeah, yeah. There's some accountability that they could, and honestly, I'm sure there was some accountability that happened on their supervisor because when their supervisor asks them, have either of them come to tell you, they have to say like, yes, you came to tell me. So I'm pretty sure there was probably some back office, but
Yeah, but they were
it,
looking at the fact that she had over like 15, 20 years, and I had 26 years in experience. And they were saying with the experience that we both had, we should have been able to resolve it. But you can't. I mean, just like, it was just a situation to where it was just one thinking, I am beyond you. So,
hmm
no, and you will never get that from me, 26 years and plus, and I'm not gonna bow down. I know,
yeah,
no, I just didn't see it. So, you know,
yeah, yeah.
it was
You
just,
took that one.
I took it. I took
Yeah,
that L and never had
yeah.
been in any kind of trouble, no kind of trouble. So I took that L.
Yeah, yeah. I think just reading through that book it was an adventure. It definitely was an adventure. It'd be like real things that I could resonate with, some things I couldn't even believe. Some of that stuff I couldn't believe, Miss Teresa. Like they making what up in there and doing what with it? What? And then you had the pictures to go along with. Like,
Remember that
if
day
y'all
you
read the
said,
book,
"It's Teresa. It's pictures. I said, yeah, it's pictures.
Listen, y'all gotta get a copy of the book. And if you do have a copy of the book, tap in the comments and tell me like what was your favorite part of the book? What were you most shocked about in the book? And what do you want to know more of? Because it's gotta be a part two. Is it a part two, Miss Teresa? It's gotta be
No,
a part two.
no.
No, no. Okay, so we talked about that book, y'all. That book is good. I could stay on. I could do a whole episode on the book. Like the book is that good. But y'all did hear her say she is a mom of four, and I think it's amazing that all four of your girls each have tapped into entrepreneurship in some sort of way. So even though you've had this extensive experience in corporate America, 30 plus years, you still have found a way to ingrain entrepreneurship and independence in your girls. So talk to us about motherhood. Talk to us about how you raise like four beautiful Black girls, Black women, who are all just they doing their thing too. Like,
Well, first of all, I raising my girls, I never tried to sugarcoat anything. I tried to give them the real because I know I never wanted the world to teach them anything. When they stepped out in the
hmm
world, I wanted them to be aware of what was going on, So I never tried to sugarcoat anything, like most parents try to shield kids from this and that. No, we're going to give it to them up front because the world is not going to give it to them like that.
yeah,
So,
buddy.
and I would just do things like get up, go to work, didn't miss days, do things that I wanted them to see. They, if a child sees a mother, a single parent getting up, going to work, doing this, then that's going to instill in them. That's what I'm going to do when I get older. And I have never had a problem out of my four girls with a job. They all are successful, and I'm very proud of each one of them, which two are still, going into their endeavors, making things happen. Um, two of us, we have a business together. Uh, we do rental properties and stuff like that. So with them, we're still growing and we're still
hmm
making it happen. We just want to, we want to succeed in everyday life, and not just fumble the ball. We don't want to fumble any kind
hmm
of way. So,
hmm
and I always tell them, as long as I'm alive, I will always have that umbrella. They'll never get wet. They'll never get wet. If I have to
Yes.
take everything that I
Come on.
have and sell it, they'll never get wet. I will
Yes.
always be there no matter what. So that's the way I just raised them just to, be a go-getter. And they're sweet as pie. They'll give their last on anything. They give
hmm
to the community their clothes. They buy the finest clothes for their children. And sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, you just giving them clothes away. And they be like, Mama, just, and I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's the heart that I instilled in them because I'm a giver. And they have become givers as well. And I love that about them. It's nothing that, a lot of people will say that they'll give their last, and if somebody talk negative or something about them, that people usually say, well, you lying about that because I know that, what they'll
hmm
do, so I'm just really proud of them and things that they have accomplished in life. I really am.
Yeah, they really, really are. I think so. We did your book launch, your birthday slash book launch, and they
Yes.
all were in there. And that video I put together, I could just see your relationship with all of them, but I could
Mhm.
see your relationship with each of them. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like you
Hmm.
have a different relationship with every one of your girls, but then y'all all got your relationship together. So I definitely can appreciate that. That energy is always good. And even when it ain't good, when y'all fussing it, it's funny. Like I need to
Yes.
have all y'all on the podcast. We do like a
They
girl
say, Mom,
talk for
we need to do something because we just really funny. But back to them, having with me having a different relationship in early on in life, as when they were growing up, I could tell that I couldn't. I had that first child. She was smart, very intelligent, and just outgoing. And I wanted to all of my girls to be like that. But I had to learn that each child, and parents need to learn this when you have more than one child, each child has their own identity. You cannot mold your other children into that first child. You cannot make them be that first child. So you have to let them be them and do what they're
Mm-hmm.
going to, do and be who they're going to be. And that's the way you have to. And I can tell you, each one of my kids, I can tell you, like some parents will say, well, my kids want it. I can tell you exactly if you told me something, made up a story, and told me the story, I could tell you which child you were talking about because that's just the way I know how to separate them. I know
Mm-hmm.
which one would do what, and who I can depend on,
Yeah.
who will,
Mm-hmm.
I have a wild, crazy one, your friend, and
That's my
and
girl.
I know she'll snap. I know
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't take much for her to snap. I know that. So
Mm-hmm. She
I know each
passionate.
one of them, and I know which one, and every parent should know their kids individually and not try to mold them after their other
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a really good lesson in itself. It's really deep, for parents to recognize that I have to love my children for who they are, not who I want them to be. Like,
exactly.
that's for real. That's for real. Hopping back in.
Okay.
All right, Miss Teresa. So I know like raising four girls is, I mean, it turned out very beautiful. Even right now, it's still beautiful. But you know what they say about us girls, like us women and all this estrogen we have. So they was getting on your nerves too. Like, how was adolescenthood, like that teenage kind of year? That's my favorite years, by the way. I love kids at that age.
Janie, I really didn't have a lot of problems or issues with my girls. I really didn't because I was that parent that I always had them, and not like the kids of today. Because I'm telling you, I could just look at my kids, and they saw the
Mm-hmm.
expression on my face, and they could
Mm-hmm.
tell that I meant sit down. You know what I want to
Mm-hmm.
say though.
Mm-hmm.
I could just look at them, and they know what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
I had that one hyper child that always
Mm-hmm.
tried me, but
Uh-huh.
I didn't have that problem out of them.
Yeah.
So them growing up, their teen years, I just didn't have a lot of problems with them. I
Oh,
didn't.
that's
I
good.
really didn't.
That's good. That's good. Because working with that age can be difficult no matter if it's girls or boys.
Yeah.
And having such a positive experience with your own kids, I'm sure that kind of flowed into how you worked with the women and the young women
Hmm.
that you worked with. Just to change their mindset. I think like going back to the book, some of the stuff I saw in there of their stories or what they thought they had to resort to or do for love. And then to have somebody who has experience and offered love to young girls to say, listen, you can switch this up. You don't have to be this way. So thank you for sharing your light with us.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we have talked about the book, and I'm gonna keep going back to the book anytime something relevant happens because the
Okay.
book is that good, and people need to buy the book, and it is online. Tell me your website. Tell me to go get the book right now.
Well, the book is with, I have a book deal with Amazon. You can go on Amazon
Hmm.
and just type in the word, My Journey, My Past, My Life by Tresa
Yeah,
Spikes, and it'll automatically come up. You can order the book, you know, or you can reach out to me and I could order it for you and ship it out to you. So either way.
yeah. I'm gonna keep going to that book because it really is that good, and not just because I was consulting on that project, but just because of the stories in there. I'm just happy to hear that they were happy to be a part of this journey with you. They were happy to have their story be heard, but also you were transparent to offer words to families. I think particularly like the parents of those inmates. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going back to the book because it's so relevant. And me, as a teacher, I just know sometimes parents don't know. Like nobody, like you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes they just don't know that they can handle their child in a different way or in a better way. And
Yeah, and a
yeah,
lot of times, even with them, you could ask them, well, what a lot of them would say, like, my parents would always say, where did I go wrong? And they would try to tell them, it's not you. It's not
mm-hmm.
you. Sometimes the kid is trying to find themselves, and
Yeah,
it's nothing that the parent has done. The parent, you know, is not a parent issue. You know,
mm-hmm.
it's just something that they have chosen to do, and they have to figure their way out of it. Without making the parent think or feel like they dropped the ball somewhere. So
Yeah,
it's just letting them find them their way in their journey. It's their journey. Any way you look at it, everybody has their own journey. So
yeah,
they have to find their way.
yeah. I resonated with that so deep. Like everybody has to find their own journey, and even like your child, you want them to have a certain journey, and you know something that they don't know, so you wish they would listen to you, but they don't always listen to you. But I think that message goes in any relationship, whether that's with a child or a family member or, a partner. It's just like we have to let people be themselves.
And a lot of times in their journey, Janie, I realized that a lot of those people only wanted somebody to listen. Because as parents, I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I am so quick to judge or say something that I feel like, no, at that moment of them trying to explain to you, all you need to do is listen. They don't need you to judge them. They don't need you to put them in a category. They don't need any of that. They just need somebody that is willing to listen and understand, that they have this journey. They have to go through this. They have to work their way out of the situation that they have put themselves in. They're not blaming you. They're not putting anything on you. It's just a situation to where they have to work things out. But all they want you to do is be a listening ear and not judge and not speak
Mhm.
ill of them.
Mhm.
It's their journey. It's just something that they have to do. It's a healing process. It's like you and I. If we were going through something, me myself, I went to therapy, and I feel like everybody should go to therapy. Everybody, because it brings out everything that you never thought that was embedded into you. You may feel like, well, why am I feeling like this? Why am I going through
Mhm.
this? Because it's something deep down inside of you that you haven't let out or let go.
Mhm.
Because you can't, because you don't have anybody. A therapist is that listening ear. They're gonna listen, and that's the way I felt about those girls. They needed just someone to listen to them, and I was that listening ear. Even though I was an officer, I was that listening ear. I was available, and I
Mhm.
saw that it
Mhm.
made a difference. It made a difference, because Janie,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, me listening to them, it was like a mama bear and her cubs. It was like they came so protective of me. Nobody could come in my dorm area and try to disrespect me or say anything about me. I had a cover of protection. I mean,
Mhm.
and it was just weird. I didn't ask for it. It just was there because I was that person that listened, and they
Yeah.
respected me for that. So,
Yeah. That's a lot. What I'm drawing out of that more than anything is listen. Like everybody needs somebody to listen to them. And I heard you kept saying like don't judge. Like you have to let go of judgments that may have even been embedded in you, but that's a good thing about therapy is therapy
mhm.
brings all of that out. It brings out your judgments, your biases, like the things that you may didn't even realize that you were doing. And for those girls to be able to find that in you, it's good. Like, I noticed that in a lot of situations, people will talk your listening ear, right? So I'm thinking about like as a teacher, especially when I was in behavior, students would come to me and they would tell me so much stuff. And I would, I can't practice counseling because I don't have a license as a, counselor. And I'm
Mhm.
like, honey, why are you not telling this to your therapist? They're like, I don't like my therapist. So I do think it's very important to find somebody that you really resonate with, that you really like. And if you put your kids in therapy before and they didn't like the therapist, keep trying. Don't
Yeah.
quit because there are, like, especially today, like you can find a therapist of whatever you need. You can find a traditional therapist who still believes in like very traditional values. You can find therapists who don't have a gender, right? Like they identify as whatever they identify. The gap is so like the opportunity is too big for people to not find the person that they need to listen to them. And that listening ear is what's going to change anybody's life.
And you are correct about that because in finding my therapist, um, I mean, I was in a bad place. I really was in a bad place. And I went to my oldest daughter and she was trying so hard. She saw, what I was going through and she saw it and she said, well, mama, I'm gonna work this out. I'm gonna see who I can find. And my thing was, I did not want anybody that hadn't been through or was going through or couldn't relate to what I was
Mhm.
going through. And I feel like someone of my same
Mhm.
could relate
Mhm.
to me.
Mhm.
And that's the route that I went because not being a racist or anything, but a Caucasian can't tell me anything because she hadn't she could never
True.
go through the things that I go through. Never. So
Mhm.
she can't tell me anything about my life because she's never been through it. And she will never go through it, the same things that I
Yeah.
go through. So I felt more comfortable talking with my therapist. I just, I felt comfortable because I felt like she could relate to it, the things that I was going through. And it worked out well for me. Now, it may not work out well for others, but it was
Yeah.
awesome for me. I mean, because I can pick up the phone and call my therapist anytime, and then you know, we're gonna talk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
We're
good.
gonna talk. We're gonna FaceTime because she's that concerned about her patients and what they're going through, and I'm good with that, and she was good with that. So
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get you an Ashley.
Yes, girl. Yes. Yes. Therapy really, really
Yes.
is like that girl. Therapy is for the it girls. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe in traditional and non-traditional therapy. I believe in like talk therapy, but there are so many different forms of therapy. We just have to find the thing that works for us. And
Exactly.
I would say to anybody who you need somebody, you need to heal from something and you don't know where to start, find what feels really good for you and then see if they offer that as therapy because they do. They have very non-traditional opportunities for a therapist. And a lot of the times, the insurance will still pay for it. Like the insurance will
Yes.
still
Yes.
recognize it.
And I
You don't even
loved it.
realize it's a category.
And during COVID, it was free. It was free.
Mm-hmm.
During
Mm-hmm.
COVID, it was free, baby. I loved it. I went to therapy every time the session was in because it was
Yeah,
free. They did it
that's
free because
good.
of the COVID. So
Yeah,
I
that's
advise
good.
anybody. Even if you're not, just talk to somebody. Talk to
Yeah.
somebody.
So, what words of encouragement can we offer to women listening today, especially women who look like you, who have, similar backgrounds as you, 30 something years in corporate or in a professional career, right? Wherever that is. But like just women who are where you are, who want to do something different, who want to change careers, who want to try entrepreneurship, but they're on the fence or they're afraid. Like, what conversation would you have to them with them, or what words would you offer them?
I would say that don't give up. I mean, if it's something that you want to do, you set your dream and your goals, you drive to that. Don't ever give up on your dreams, your hopes. Don't give up, because we're gonna fail. We're gonna fail at something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
to fail will make you succeed. You're gonna have to fail to succeed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid to fail. Be
Yeah.
just be willing to get up, dust yourself off. It's another day, and go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I like that. I listen to Social Proof podcast, and David Shands always says something kind of like, or Donnie, I don't know either one, but they always say like, hurry up and fail, like hurry up and fail so you can get it right. And
exactly.
having that mindset is like nobody wants to fail essentially, but if you're not open to failing, you're not open to succeeding. Like
Yeah,
you just
because
have
when
to
you
be
fail,
open.
you're gonna fail at this. You're gonna get back up and you're gonna try to do it better every time, and eventually you're gonna succeed. Once
Hmm.
you fail at something, you're gonna succeed. You're gonna see it.
Yeah.
I go all the way back, Janie, to my from my childhood all the way up. I didn't have a real bad childhood, but it wasn't perfect, but I made the best of everything. I
Hmm.
made the best of it. And
Yeah.
for those all those naysayers that said, no, she never be nothing. She's gonna
Hmm.
do this and she's gonna do that. I proved them all wrong.
Hmm.
So I'm here, and I've worked 26 years with correction, 6 years
Yeah.
with county. So what
Yeah.
more can I say? I've done something. I wrote a book. I've done something that a lot of people want to do, but they're afraid to do. I spoke out.
Yes.
I wrote a book and I
Yeah.
published it. So, I've done a lot of things that people are afraid to do. So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just have to step out on faith, and a lot
And
of
prove
times,
yourself
things,
right.
yeah, a lot of times things are not going to work out. They're not going to work out like we plan, but you're just going to keep
Hmm.
trying until they do. You're just going to keep going.
Yeah. And I feel like you always have that message, and you always you live by that. You be
Yes.
like, Janie, you all right? Like, it's so good to work with people who know you for real in real life, because I
Hmm.
was going through it. I wasn't being a good consultant. I was like, Miss Teresa, I just
And what
woke
did
up
I
and
do?
cried.
What did I
You
do?
was like, girl, you got to get up. You gonna be okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. I be like, can we reschedule? You like, yeah, we can reschedule, Janie, but
Hmm.
we gonna have time to get this done. But
Yeah.
you always gave me grace, but you gave me encouragement. Even like you were my client essentially during that time, but I was your baby. Like you like, girl, you gonna be all right. Come on, we gotta get this book done.
Yeah, I mean, you had your down times, but I
Hmm.
wanted to be that picker up for you, and let you know it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You can do this. You can cry. You can wallow in it for a little bit,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna
Yeah.
stay there.
We
We're
ain't
gonna
gonna
get
stay
up.
there, girl. We
We're
gonna
gonna
get
get
up,
up, and
girl.
yeah,
And
we're
we
gonna get
got
up,
up, girl.
and yeah, dust yourself off. Shoot. Hmm.
Yes, we got up and we still going, and we still
Yes,
going.
yes.
And
I'm so
I'm
excited.
excited to be right here, because I've been trying to get
Mhm.
Miss Teresa to meet me on camera for like a year. And we here. That's why I'm
Yeah,
excited for both of our journeys, and I'm so appreciative of you just like trusting me in what I know, and even what I don't know. I'm like, Miss Teresa, we could figure it out. Like, do you
yeah,
want to figure it out? What you want to do? And you be like, girl, let's
yes,
figure it out. So I really
yes,
appreciate you trusting me with your journey, and I'm excited for book number two. I'm excited for the real estate properties and everything that you haven't even shared that I know is brewing in your brain,
yeah,
right? Like, I'm excited for all of that, and for your girls and y'all to just intertwine legacy into your DNA and make it look so good for the generations that follow, like for your grandchildren and for their
hmm,
children, and everywhere that you're going with this, because I can feel legacy deep. Like you said, I'm that umbrella. I got the umbrella.
yeah,
Y'all ain't gonna get wet, you
exactly.
know.
But
Yeah,
you
I
once you
will.
have that umbrella, they can instill it in their kids. They can do that same
Yeah,
thing with their kids. And I see
yeah,
that in them, but I just want to just instill in them. I have the umbrella right now, and as
yeah,
long as I
yeah.
have breath in my body, you won't get wet.
Yes, y'all. Yeah, Miss Teresa be talking that talk on any given day. So if you're not messing with her on social media, you need to mess with her on social media. Where you at right now? Facebook, TikTok, where you
I'm
at?
doing
She
the
coming on
TikTok.
YouTube
I'm
soon.
doing TikTok. I just do mostly inspirational on Facebook. I do something inspiration just to inspire others, to give
Yeah.
them the word. But I'm on TikTok. I'm doing the TikTok
Yes.
thing now.
Are you what is your name on TikTok? Did we change it? Did you change it again? What's your name on
No,
TikTok? What is
it's
it?
it's Trixie Masters.
You
It's
did change
it's,
it
it's,
because we
it's
had
yeah.
something else we was going. Okay. So it's Trixie Masters. We'll go ahead and put that
It's
on screen so
it's
people can
it's T
follow.
R
Go ahead.
T R E C SEYMSTRS.
Okay. All right,
Mm-hmm.
we got it. So make sure y'all find her on TikTok and lock in with her. And Miss Teresa, if you have anything else, any other way you want to share, you want to talk, because we
No,
could
I
just keep
just
going
want
and
them to
going.
go out and get my book.
Yes, hey girl. Hey, look, y'all, this book itself is legacy because you see art cover there. Your grandson has learned graphic design. Like your daughter came in and
Yes,
she gave you so much feedback on editing and writing. I brought in like my little cousin, my older cousin, like that project right there. Like that's your baby,
yes,
but that's my baby too. Like I'm
yes,
so proud of that book.
yes,
And just to say like we did it. We did it. We published the book. We did it, with mistakes that actually
yeah.
they're not mistakes.
Yeah,
They were on purpose.
I look at it. Yeah, it
Well,
was
they weren't on
some
purpose, but
mistakes, but it didn't take away from the book. You
yeah,
know,
it didn't
it
take
didn't take
away
away from
from
the book,
the
and I
product at
acknowledge
all.
it. Through trying to produce and do things by yourself, and
Yes,
me and
it's the
you in different.
transparency.
It just happened, but
Yeah.
overall, it was a good book. It's a good book.
Yes, it is a good book, y'all. Let me see that book again, Miss Teresa. Y'all go find this book on Amazon right now, or you can reach out to Miss Teresa directly to purchase your book. And when you read it, because Miss Teresa finna start doing book clubs. Ain't you, Miss Teresa? I be
Yes.
putting her on the spot. Yes. But look, once you get the book, you're gonna want to talk about it. You really are. Like, and we
Or
need to have
you'll
a
be
conversation about
wondering
it
who
too.
I'm talking about.
Girl, I'm telling y'all, those stories in there, not just the stories of, the prisoners and the work with like colleagues, but it's some good stories in there. Cause even some of the TDC stuff, like with officers sneaking in cigarettes and just like different things like that, and you're like, well, we know that when such and such came, that wasn't in here, and now such and such came on shift, and now it's in here. Like, okay, go trace the steps. What happened? Or some of even the personal stories you shared,
Yeah.
like some of
It's
that
like
like
Peyton
drama,
Place.
drama.
That's what they called it back in Peyton's Place. That's where you go and people have relationships. Whether they did Peyton's Place.
Girl, not Peyton's
So
Place, y'all. It's not
yeah,
Peyton's Place. If y'all know anything about that, go read the book, okay? Because it's all in the book, even her personal journey. And I'm so happy that she was that transparent because it helped me be transparent too. Like, just be transparent on your journey. You don't have to be perfect. And you still end up with like perfection. It don't matter because we already perfect. It's out. All right, y'all. So until the next episode, keep healing. Keep
yes.